you're doing as good as, I'm surprised to see a theater like this, of those images. I haven't seen those in a while. It's very emotional for me too.
I'm glad. Yeah, I was transfixed. We have a couple mics out in the audience. If you just want to throw your hand up, there's someone way in the back corner over there.
李安老师好。My name is Julia Gu. I'm an actor here in New York City. It's my beautiful dream that I get to work with you one day. My question for you is, I know that you always challenge yourself to do something new. And I wonder what's on your list that you're like, oh, I really want to challenge that.
Oh, what's left to explore?
Yeah, what is a new challenge you'd like to take on?
I want to continue to explore dimensional filmmaking, but after 2 tries, it's been very hard. I think right now, just to make movies is challenging. It's a hard topic to say. It's kind of depressing. I do have 3-4 movies. Put aside 3D or what have you. It's a story I would like to make. They're not happened yet. I hope this year I can start making. I just turned 70, but sometimes I get angry. I think I still have some stamina there, some strength there. I can get mad. Probably I still have a few movies to make. But I would like to tell story in a different ways than how I used to do it. Of course, emotion and imagination always have to be the art of movie making, of cinema. That's precious to me. I hope people have the patience. One of the challenges today, which is, I don't think movies going uphill. It's going downhill to me for a long time. Like these days, people don't give you time to set up a movie. That's pretty painful. I need time to do something I think great, imaginative. I need to set it up. You gotta spend time to stay with the character you care about. People are in a rush today, especially studio. I hope movie go through a revolution now, because the industry is making it impossible to create something new. And movie by nature, I think, is always you need something fresh in you to go to the unknown, but it's getting harder. I think that's bad. I think that needs revolution. I think we need to figure out new way of movie making to gain our spirit, independent spirit, to be imaginative, to break away from the restriction, including our stiffened imagination, the way we tell stories. So many things to do. I hope I can contribute still in the 2D movie making, and part of me still want to experiment on the 3D images with the proper frame rate, so to speak, so you can see things clear. And I notice when you see things not clear, we're not good enough to make movie or watch that movie. It's not the problem of the media, it's us. We're not good enough. So I would like to keep trying. But in the meantime, telling story is still fun. I just want to find different ways to do them so they're fresh. So that's what's in my mind now. I'm struggling. I haven't made a movie in 6 years. If it's hard for me, I think it's hard for everybody. I think we gotta try. Movie is something I think very important to us. We have to keep going, keep something fresh, keep inventing.
Over here, in the blue sweatshirt, light blue sweatshirt here.
really appreciate for the film because it's my favorite film from Ann's work. So my question is, could you share more about your identity issue when you were making this film, and also the soundtrack that you put into this film, because it's very interesting. I heard lots of like traditional like Chinese sound music. So could you, because we talk about the tigers, but I felt like in the past I heard less about the soundtrack that was in this film. Thank you.
So first question is
The
Share.
first question was about
share what?
your identity issues while making the film.
Well, there are people, they know their identity, and then many of us, we don't have a certain identity. We're drifting. I think Jan Mattel, the writer of the book, has that problem. He was Jewish, and his father was a diplomat. He grew up in like 15 different places. So, then he's really a French Canadian. So he's searching. I'm searching all my life, and I want people to take me as who I am instead of what group I belong. But that's really it's really a mix. So I think in the movie world, I can express that. I can make sense out of it. In real world, you have to be a groupie. People make it through a lot of politics and everything, make me feel very uncomfortable. So my parents went to Taiwan from the Civil War, and I grew up in Taiwan. It's a mix of Chinese and a lot of Japanese influences, and certainly we grew up watching American movie and television. It was a mix. Taiwan goes through its period, so is China. It's very confusing to somebody like me. But it seems like something I was taught, I was brought up, doesn't really exist and nobody caring. So I gotta find my thing. I don't tell my story, but I use the Indian story. Sorry, I use the Indian boy to tell my story. So you see a lot of images that's floating, a lot of father teaching, that's my life. There are parts that's my life, there are parts that's not my life. I'm making a movie. I'm making a movie for everybody. So it's really a mixture. I think when you see my movie in retrospective, every 2-3 movie, people say, why you keep changing? But first, I'm a filmmaker. I want to learn all these things. I'm curious about making movies, but also to keep myself fresh. The other is I don't have a fixed thing. I think at the end of the day, I want some security that nobody gives me, something I can believe in. But the thing keep betraying, it keep changing. It's like Tao is saying, no, the only thing that doesn't change, that's easy to be understood, is everything will change on you. So that's my life, it's everybody's life. Life is full of changings. That's why we need artistic work to express that feeling, because it doesn't really make sense. And we're growing to something we believe in, hang on to, our faith, but we're growing. There's no such thing. And I believe in movie, that fictional world, more than I believe in the real world. Movie, I trust that more than reality. So that's my imagination, that's my spirit. That's why I make those movies, because I don't have the answer of what's really my identity. So that's not really, I found myself not giving an answer.
I think
But you made me talk. And what's the second?
beautiful answer. The second question was about the soundtrack and the influences for the soundtrack.
You mean the music? Michael Dana did the music and he got an Oscar for this. I'm very happy for him. This is the third movie I worked with him. and a short project, so 3.5. The first time I worked with him because he's an expert in India. He studied India he's a Canadian. And he's very good at mixing something I really like is ethnic music with orchestra. You know, nobody play music like Western people do. They play pitches, accuracy, orchestra. They all go. It's very hard to mix with orchestra. But Michael is an expert on that. His expertise is Indian. So, so I thought of him doing this movie. Some of it is improv, like the lullaby. We got a great singer just humming it, a lullaby. So you have the tune. She's just humming, improvise, and then Michael will collect it along with me. Which phrase you like? Which phrase you like? Then we make music out of that, and then he did the orchestra and everything. Some of it's like that. Some is just orchestra, in Indian influence orchestra. Some because the God, it's like we go Catholic. Michael's Catholic, it's like Irish, so they would use that a lot for the Christian part of it. India, and he's an expert. But for the orchestra, I asked Michael to do something that's very counter his intuitive, his expert. Sometimes I hire somebody do the opposite of what they're good at. That sometimes work out pretty good, and sometimes can be really bad. But but I think if you insist long enough, a talent is a talent. Michael's best is doing not clear melody, not narrative, and he will entangle two. I'm not a musical person. I'm not going to explain it, but two different tones, melodies, and entangles. It is very hard to tell what it is. Very, very great at expressing internal struggling and complexities. But with Pi, I need a very simple line. For the studio, also for the innocence part of it, for the faith. So that's very opposite of what Michael does. Clear music, clear melody. That's a killer. We tried a very long time. It's quite painful, but I think he got it pretty good. We have a big orchestra. A lot of the music come from India. We recorded differently. Some recorded in India long distance. Some recorded in Toronto, and the final mix orchestra is done in a Fox lot in LA. So it's really a combination of things. I'm very happy with the result. I think it's both spiritual and soothing. The lullaby. Some of the story can be horrific. You do need that lullaby-ish and clear tone, that innocent tone, as levity, to lift the spirit. Otherwise, it can be like. I remember the first cut. I show it to friends and family, and nobody talked for like a long time. It's much longer, by the way. The first screening to the studio, they're like quiet for 10 minutes. Like, all the executives like, that's green. But gradually for example, the second story, when Pi tells it, I want it really bleak. No imagination, just facts. And it's very hard to watch. Finally, I get softened. I put in some sympathetic music, so it's actually watchable. But it's a movie reality. There's a thing in your idea, but movie making is not like whatever you think, you do it and you get it. Sometimes things just come out different than what you think, or your imagination is wrong. You shouldn't be insisting. You should go along with what's happening sometimes. Sometimes you insist, sometimes you want to go along with what it wants to be. I think music, it goes both ways. A lot of times I insist on Michael doing this and that, but a lot of times we just listen to what the movie wants. Yeah.
Well, I know it's late and I want to respect your time since we'll put you through another round of questioning tomorrow. But, and a note real quick, on your way out, if you could please make sure that you return your glasses, that would be most appreciated. But please give a really warm thanks again.